Hey guys, today we're answering a question a lot of people are asking, a lot more with the new iPhones coming out. Now, right now I am recording this on an iPhone XS, not the 11 and 11 series, but still kind of get a general baseline of how these phones that still cost $1,200 compare to actual cameras. So for example, this is a 6D Mark II. Retails for around $1,200, same price of an iPhone 11 or the iPhone 11 Max. Obviously iPhone 11 a lot less, but the Pro obviously similar price tag. Now I'm going to be comparing it versus that camera, and then of course versus this camera, which is simply a Rebel 2, and it goes for around $600. And then finally we have more of a vlogging type camera in a G7X Mark II, round again $600. So we have a little bit of a range of cameras to define that with. Now also in this video we will be taking a look at this video based on iPhone audio, iPhone with a microphone attached, and finally my main mic source is of course my Rode mic in front of me. So we have different audio tests, different video tests. We're going to be comparing this, guys. We're going to be doing the similar scenes over and over and over again with different things, with iPhone, cameras, different mics. Let's go, guys. So, starting off right away, this is a test with the iPhone XS without any microphone added, just a simple test. I am about 5-6 feet away from the iPhone. It is on a tripod, so I just want to go ahead and get a general idea of how everything sounds. The Green Bay Packers are nothing without Aaron Rodgers. Alright guys, so this is the same test 7 feet away, but this time with the 6D Mark II with of course the Rode Mic Pro Plus microphone at the top. We just saw the test with the iPhone XS, and of course this is also going to be a 50mm 1.4 aperture lens. So we're going to be doing two tests with this. We're going to be doing a test with using this exact setup right here, and then of course same test with this right here, which is a 17-40mm f4 lens. We'll be doing the test with this one, the test with this one, and then we'll get on to the other two cameras. Now keep in mind that this microphone you're hearing with right now is actually going to be not obtainable, not usable on the smaller device right here. So keep that in mind. But guys, let's go ahead and continue on with this test. Now switching over to, of course, the other lens. Before we do that, the Green Bay Packers are nothing without Aaron Rodgers. Now, this is the beauty of having a camera, is that unlike an iPhone, which with the new iPhone you can do this, you can shoot in either, I believe it's 40mm or of course down to 22mm. Still great and all, but the idea of having certain lenses and fixed lenses like what we saw with the 50mm, which is again a fixed lens, versus what we're seeing right here with a 17-55 or 17-40mm, is we get a more wide angle. And this continues to become a fact with, of course, the 18-55 or the 10-18mm, is we're able to go ahead and give more of a wide angle, more of a range, and sometimes you're going to need something that maybe is more zoomed in, like a 75-255mm, or something more wide angle, like this lens right here. Now that's what the beauty of cameras are, but again, this video is not me telling you what's best. This is me showing you an iPhone comparison to a DSLR's, whether this camera right here, this one right here, or finally the more, again I call it the vlog style camera because it's what a lot of vloggers use, is more the G7X. So Mark II. So guys, that of course wraps up the test with the Canon 6D Mark II. We will now be going ahead and looking at the Rebel 2 and then the G7X. 1 second. Alright, so now we are doing this test with the Rebel Mark II. And of course, this test is also going to be going ahead and looking at the 18 to 55 stock lens millimeter, 18 millimeter to 55 millimeter stock lens for this camera. Now, of course, how do I sound, how I look? Same mic is being used for all of these tests. Keep that in mind. It is going to go ahead and be the same Rode mic used, so you should be hearing me somewhat similar. Rather, if we go from the iPhone to the cameras, yes, we can get the same audio quality with these said devices. But the question is, how do I look compared to an iPhone, compared to a $1,200 camera, a $600 camera, a $1,200 camera with a $500 lens, or a $1,200 camera with a $400 lens, or again, $600 camera with a $80 lens. Now this lens you're watching on right now is an $80 lens. Compare that to, of course, the other more premium lenses. With that in mind though, guys, that again will wrap up our test for this lens. This again will be a Rebel Mark II, Rebel SL2. The Green Bay Packers are nothing without Aaron Rodgers. So this is the test with the 10 to 18 millimeter of the SL2, Rebel SL2. Now guys, real fast, I do want to mention one thing before we continue, is that this, what you're watching on me right now, is a cropped lens sensor, meaning that this is not a full frame sensor. My other camera, this one right here, the 6D Mark II, is a full frame sensor. More light is allowed into the camera, and also it's a wider picture. This is cropped. So what you do for this camera is you take the 10 millimeter, you times that by 1.6, and that's how you're able to see exactly what the millimeters are for the camera you are seeing on. So with that in mind, again, that is a 10 to 18 millimeter. This, of course, on these cameras, like I shot, for example, earlier, this is a 17, but a 17 and a 10 on a crop sensor is pretty much the same thing. So it's a similar concept, even though you might look at that and say, that's a 10, that's a 17. This is a 10 times 1.6. This is a 17 times nothing. That's the full 17. So it's a 16 versus 17 pretty much. With that in mind, the Green Bay Packers are nothing without Aaron Rodgers. Alright guys, so the audio quality might be completely crap on this one, and if you're not able to hear me, I will be going ahead and using my Rode mic in front of me to try to help you, because I can no longer play audio from this mic right here. This mic right here is the Rode Vid Mic Pro Plus. This, of course, is a $300 mic, and I can't play any audio from that right now because we do not have any audio jacks on this point and shoot type camera. Now this again is a G7X Mark II, so it does not have any audio inputs, and we simply can't do that. Now this is a vlogger type camera, even though I honestly personally would say this is the best vlogging type camera you can get. It is a DSLR. It's a Rebel, I always say this name incorrectly, Rebel SL2, and honestly, it's a great camera. You turn it to the left, turn it to the right, easy to use, simple, very light compared to this monster right here, very light camera. So in all honesty, I would probably recommend that over this. And again, because the audio cannot pick up what you can do with the DSLRs. You can add this right here, a very good mic, you're fine, everything sounds good. But with this range, guys, hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe button. The Green Bay Packers are nothing without Aaron Rodgers. Peace out, guys.